Novak Djokovic has played arguably his worst season since 2011, the year that saw him win his first ever Grand Slam title. And it's not because he hasn't won any major titles this year. In fact, it's quite the contrary. Novak Djokovic has proven yet again why he is regarded by many as the GOAT. He won 3 out of the 4 Grand Slams this year. With that being said, his performances at the Australian Open and Wimbledon were far from his best. And most notably, his performances this year have come up short against the next generation of tennis stars. Stars like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, who recently sent shockwaves through the tennis world by defeating Novak Djokovic in his own backyard at the Canadian Masters 1000. And after the match, a gracious Novak Djokovic gave an interview where he straight up admitted that Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are playing at a level that is just too good. So in today's video, we're going to analyze Novak Djokovic's comments and determine what they mean for the future of tennis. Is the true generational change taking place in men's tennis? Stay tuned to find out. Hi guys, it's me, your daily host. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos. Now let's get into it. So first things first, let's take a look at some key facts surrounding Novak Djokovic's comments. During his post-match interview, Novak Djokovic was clearly dejected but also respectful when he said, quote, "They are playing at the moment better than me. It's as simple as that. You know, they deserve to be number 1 and number 2 in the world. They're playing with a lot of freedom, a lot of joy. Credit to them. Right now, they are just too good." To put it bluntly, Novak Djokovic is basically conceding defeat to the next generation. And this really shouldn't come as a surprise given their recent results. Both Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner have had impressive head-to-head records against Novak Djokovic. Specifically, Carlos Alcaraz has defeated Novak Djokovic twice in 2023, including the Madrid Open and the Wimbledon final. As for Jannik Sinner, he has defeated Novak Djokovic 3 times since 2023. This includes a surprising quarter-final defeat at the 2023 Australian Open. Perhaps even more surprising was their most recent encounter at the Canadian Masters 1000, where Sinner defeated Djokovic in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2. Given these results, it's not hard to see why Djokovic made such a statement. However, there's another angle to consider. Since the start of 2021, only 2 players have managed to beat Novak Djokovic on hard courts, Andrei Rublev and Casper Ruud. Both players managed to defeat Djokovic only once each. But with Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, Djokovic has already lost multiple times. At this point, it's becoming a trend. And for Novak Djokovic, trends are something he generally doesn't like. But regardless of the stats, many experts have noted that Djokovic's performance in 2025 has been noticeably different. Many have cited his lack of mobility and explosiveness, which has long been his trademark. And this lack of athleticism has proven costly, especially against younger, faster opponents like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Simply put, the next generation is catching up, and soon they might overtake Djokovic completely. And if that happens, then Novak Djokovic's legacy could be in jeopardy. This is because Novak Djokovic currently ranks number 2 behind Rafael Nadal when it comes to most Grand Slam singles titles. A 24-time Grand Slam champion, Djokovic needs just 1 more title to equal Nadal's record. And considering his recent form, he very well might achieve that feat in 2025. However, at the same time, Djokovic is now 38 years old, and it's not clear if he can continue playing at the highest level for much longer. In fact, many experts believe that 2025 will be his last chance to win a 25th Grand Slam title. On the other hand, players like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are just getting started. Alcaraz, who's just 22, could end up winning 8 to 10 Grand Slams or more. And if Sinner reaches that level as well, then it's very possible that they'll overtake Novak Djokovic. So with Djokovic's legacy potentially at risk, let's analyze what this means for the future of tennis. Ultimately, this comes down to one simple fact. Men's tennis is undergoing a generational handoff. Just like every sport, tennis eventually undergoes changes, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Novak Djokovic and the other members of the Big Three, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, have dominated men's tennis for almost 20 years. They've won 61 Grand Slam titles between themselves and have appeared in 59 finals. But their time is slowly coming to an end. And luckily for tennis fans, The next generation is here and ready to take over. Players like Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, Holger Rune, and Lorenzo Musetti are looking to establish themselves as the faces of men's tennis. And recently, they've shown that they're capable of doing just that. Since the French Open in 2022, the ATP Tour has featured 6 different champions, including 4 new Grand Slam winners: Carlos Alcaraz, Holger Rune, Jannik Sinner, and Alex Zverev. Additionally, different players have reached the final of a Grand Slam tournament in 2023, indicating that the competition is heating up and the next generation is improving rapidly. As a result, the upcoming US Open in 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. With 12 of the top 20 players vying for the championship, the potential for upsets and surprises is high. And if we're being honest, the rest of the big 3, namely Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, have already bowed out. Rafael Nadal has confirmed that he wouldn't be playing at the US Open in 2025 due to injury. And honestly, given his recent performances, it's probably for the best. On the other hand, Roger Federer has officially retired. And while he's enjoyed a stellar career, his legacy will always be tarnished by the fact that he never won the US Open. With that being said, the spotlight is now on Novak Djokovic. Can he prove his doubters wrong and win a 25th Grand Slam title? Or will this be his final Grand Slam final? And if it is, will he gracefully pass the torch to the next generation? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the next generation of tennis is bright and full of excitement. And I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds. However, while the next generation has incredible potential, it's important to remember that sustaining dominance year after year is a whole different challenge. Many young players have shown flashes of brilliance, only to fade away as they mature. In fact, right now, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are the only 2 players who have managed to beat Novak Djokovic this year. However, they haven't exactly been dominant in their own right. For example, Carlos Alcaraz has struggled against other top players this year. He lost to Andrei Rublev in the semifinals of the Dubai Tennis Championships and also suffered a shocking third-round defeat to Dominic Stricker at the French Open. Similarly, Jannik Sinner has had inconsistent results in 2025. Despite reaching the Wimbledon final, he also suffered early defeats at the Australian Open and the French Open. So while they are undoubtedly talented, it remains to be seen whether they can consistently perform at the highest level and maintain their dominance over an extended period. In fact, many experts believe that the reason why Djokovic has struggled against the next generation is not because he is weak, but because he's playing against a new brand of tennis. These youngsters like Alcaraz and Sinner are bringing a new style of play to the court. They're serving faster, hitting harder, and moving quicker. And it's forcing Djokovic to adapt if he wants to keep up. Ultimately, this is just part of the natural evolution of tennis. And while some purists might lament the changing times, it's important to embrace the new generation of players and the exciting brand of tennis they bringing to the sport. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked it, please make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.